Look, apologies, you know how tech is, it never works when you want it to work. Look, no doubt later on, we'll show you later. Well, good afternoon, everyone. So I'd like to thank Brett and Tim and for also the colleagues team for organising today. So it's wonderful to see so many of you here come today. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're delighted to celebrate the Chinese New Year as we welcome the Year of the Horse, a symbol of energy, momentum, confidence and progress. These values are closely aligned with what we're creating here in Barry Street. For those who haven't met me, I'm Michael Piccolo. I'm the Managing Director of Piccolo House. We're a Melbourne-based family company. My parents founded the business 50 years ago. At Piccolo, we take a hands-on approach at every stage of the process. From the very beginning, when we buy a site, we meet all the neighbours, we deal with the local community and the council. We're there along the whole way. At the moment, from the moment we acquire the site, we personally, as I said, with council, but also at every stage as we're building as well, we're heavily sort of overseeing the construction and also handing over the keys as well on completion. We remain personally involved at every stage. I meet every purchaser signing the contract. The property 3 years ago from Brett, we had to buy it because it's quite unique. So we're working alongside our long-standing partners from Woods Bagot and Hecker Guthrie. We're creating here a sort of a Piccolo house concept that's been developed for a few years now. The result of homes that are considered, beautifully scaled, finely detailed, and for people who value quality, comfort, and timeless design. We're already pleased to achieve some record sales as well here in the development, and we've been selling apartments up to 30,000 a square metre. And construction is planned to start straight after Easter, not too long to go now. Okay, and we look forward to creating our new project here. Look forward to working closely with you, answering any of your questions, and supporting you as the project moves forward. I'd like to personally
privilege and responsibility on a project like this because it is a very extraordinary site in Kew on this particular corner here. I'm a director at Woods Bagot. We're a global design practice, you probably have heard of us. And I'll talk about the architectural vision at the new Piccolo house at Barry Street, Kew. And this is actually the fourth project that we've done with the Piccolo team and the Hecker Guthrie team as well. So there's been a real history there. We're very, very aligned in our values of quality, simplicity, enduring, timeless design. And Kew, as Brent mentioned, is one of the most prestigious suburbs in Melbourne. It's defined by quality homes, generous gardens, and abundance of green you can see outside at the moment. And it's a place where residents expect more than just a building. And that was our approach too. This is more than just a building. Some people might think it's a resort that we've created here, but it sits really comfortably in its context. They expect a sense of calm, privacy and connection to landscape. From the outset, our ambition was to design a project that not only respects the Kew character, but also amplifies it in offering a real true sensory experience. I think that's what people are yearning for, a place where there's a real sensory experience. You can smell the landscape, you see the light being filtered through the trees and so forth. At the heart of the project is a very deliberate decision that we made. Rather than designing a large building that we could have on this project, we designed it as 5 pavilions on the site. And they settle themselves really comfortably on the site, like a series of stepping stones on the site. In total, the project provides around about 60 apartments, composed of 2 and 3 bedroom spacious residences, thoughtfully broken down into these 5 pavilions. This also means that there are no more than 12 apartments per building, and this is about creating that level of intimacy and privacy and a sense of being at home here. And by breaking down the architecture down into this smaller pavilion, the buildings sit really comfortably within the context of Kew. And this was a real, I guess, acknowledged by the council that we maintained the neighbourhood character, that these look like little mansions, just like the other buildings around Kew as well. And a key feature of the site, and you'll see it in the video and on the model, is this central green meadow space that sits right in the centre of the site. Beneath the meadow is the surprise. It's where all the resident amenities sit, from the dining room, the barbecue patio, the wellness, the spa. It all sits underneath, and it has an abundance of landscape around it and light as well. And the materials here are really robust and timeless. Part of Michael's philosophy and all his projects is that the building should be totally maintenance free. And what we've also discovered on our projects is they actually get better over time. The landscape grows over, the materials, which are a combination of stone and concrete and performance glazing, they age beautifully over time as well. And the arrival experience is really important. Barry Street provides the formal resident address where you arrive at the concierge, at the foyer, at the lounge, that ease of service. And then from A. Beckett Street is where the vehicles enter, and you have the opportunity of dropping off the vehicle to the concierge as well. So it's really quite effortless, this place. So I guess in summary, if you were to summarise this particular project, it can be described as 5 finely crafted pavilions, each with a small number of residents, set within a large, lush landscape environment with private and communal amenities, robust and timeless materials, and a real sensory quality about the place. Quite often say here, living here will feel like every day's a holiday. Thank you. And I'll pass you now to Stacey.
Evoke a sense of quiet luxury. So really it was about pairing All of the interiors that you see here today in the display suite alongside hotel quality like amenities that Pete was touching on in the public spaces. So we have the beautiful concierge as you arrive. We also have a communal living dining space that residents can use privately or come together as a community. We have the wellness area which has a bathing pool, a cold plunge pool and sauna, as well as a gym and yoga room. We have a wine cellar with secure wine storage for those who are collectors. We also have a golf simulator room and a few other little quirky bits that will appeal to certain people with pets and all of those sorts of things as well. Really, the idea behind the amenity we're providing here at Barry Street is to make sure there's no compromise. So really moving into somewhere that will feel like your private home and you'll never do it without. As far as the apartment interiors go, there is a long list of things that set them apart from those else out here in the market in Melbourne, but most notably the 3-metre high ceilings, which you are experiencing here in the display suite today, run throughout all apartments. We have beautiful Roman Italian travertine stone in the kitchens and ensuite bathrooms, which is paired with the beautiful Italian porcelain that you see here as well. So really it's about creating that really soft, pared back, elegant palette so that then the residents can come and layer in what they need for their lifestyle. We wanted to make sure it was something that would be comfortable for a collector of art, a collector of antiques. It needs to be able to suit anyone who might live here. So really alongside, I've missed my notes. So I also wanted to mention, obviously with the 3-metre high ceilings, that also means there will be an abundance of floor-to-ceiling glazing. Here for all of our residences. Oak joinery is also something that really comes into its own in our den room. Hopefully most of you have seen this space already. But it's really just kind of that space where we have timber panelling around the room, beautiful soft wool carpets, subtle lighting, and it's that really relaxing space where people can retreat to either work or rest as suits them in their day-to-day. There's other little things like, and I say little, but it's probably not to others. We've got the new expressive series from Gaggenau here in the display suite. We're the first people in Australia to actually have access to that for this development. And that's just really a testament to Michael's collaborations with his suppliers that he has established over the years that he's been in business. Really, it's about building those relationships with trusted partners so that we can ensure that we're delivering high quality outcomes for the people who end up living here. So that's just one example of where the people who live at Barry Street are getting something beyond what you can find elsewhere. I'm very happy to answer questions about these interiors. There's a lot of details that I can't go into here because there's so many things to talk through. We've really done a lot of effort in customising things that we think people might want, be it a bar, fireplace, wardrobes. So there's a lot of extra detail that we've thought about and delivered at a very high attention to detail, but it would be too much to continue on about. So please grab me later, and if there's something that sparks your interest, we can talk about it much, much more. I'm going to hand over to Hilda now, and she's going to say a few words. Thank you.
Hilda from college. 凌晨，一马当先，工作顺利，然后赚到盆满钵满。OK，财源滚滚，谢谢大家今天过来。